Cammy's recording, guys, okay?
Hi guys, in this video we're going to be working with our IOD molds, and I caught kind of like a little hack. What you're going to need for the majority of this project is obviously you're going to need your mold, and you're going to need a hot glue gun, and you're going to need some casting resin. Yeah, I think I'm just going to use the Rosettes and the Cameo molds to show you. Okay, let's spin you guys around. I'm going to show you what we're going to do with our hot glue. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to do like a little shallow fill in some areas. See this one right here. Ooh. Okay, so let's fill that center flower. Let's do this one as well. We'll do those two. Fill it and let gravity and the excessively hot glue fill those spots. That way it's nice and even. If you try to like fill it out nicely for yourself, you might have some troubles. I'm gonna do this one too. What ones will we do with the Cameo? Okay, this one's a little trickier than the other ones just because it's got that low spot in the front. So what I like to do is first make like a little wall, and then I can just fill in the center more willy-nilly. We're basically like just filling in all the detailed areas with our hot glue. And see right here, like there's some like, I think it's better to underfill the cavities than it is to overfill the cavities. I did it again, guys. I just threw my hands down on the table and stuck my finger in here. Ugh, man. Well, I ruined that one, so, ugh. Okay, we're gonna skip this guy for now. I wanna move on. Mix my resin, so I'm gonna mix up a whole 30. Right on top of that hot glue is where you pour your resin. Now it's the weight game.
Later that same evening.
Okay, so I think this popped out now. I'm not good at waiting. So you can see it's very easy to pull away your hot glue, and then you're left with a little divot cavity here. I'm not sure of the uses for these little rosettes yet, but I'll be thinking. See that? Now I could go in and just sand these little bits away. Okay, we're getting to the really good ones. The Cameo, it just plays so well with the Cameo molds here. Look at that, you have a whole frame just to give you an idea of what you could do with that. Ta-da! Oh, look at this. This is another mold from this set. A fun use for these, besides using them as frame blank canvases, is layering them up with other molds. The inside of the frames are a little rough, so I'm cleaning them up by adding a thin layer of resin, which will also thicken up those thin spots. If you just fill around the outside of the hot glue and create just a frame, you can change the shape of the casting resin while it sets. You have to support the new shape while it sets because it wants to take its old form. Just trimming up my resin while it's still soft and cuttable. They're so teeny tiny, so cute! I'm gonna prime this one. Chalk paint does a good job sticking to it. I think I'll do this one as a portrait painting. I like putting in my scenes with paint markers and then adding multiple layers of acrylic to create all the details. I work from the background, layer by layer, to the foreground, and then I bounce around between layers until I'm happy with the scene. You can very clearly see how thick my brush strokes are on the branches. I want to make them look like they were tapering out. I go back with the color behind, in this case blue, to kind of shave away the bulky spots of the branches to make them thinner than I could possibly have painted them. I'm painting in the elements in their deepest colors and then adding lighter layers to create texture and depth. I think you could make these extra special for yourself if you chose to paint something or somewhere that is meaningful to you. If you're new to painting, mini landscapes are a great place to start, and if you're interested, you don't want to be the person getting in your own way. After I finished painting, I poured a thin layer of clear resin on top. So I'm really happy with how these turned out. Not perfect. See, this one, I cooked it. I put the heat gun on there too late and for too long, and it's kind of yellowed and the edges are bubbly. I'm thinking when I do another resin pour over this just to even it out, and I think that will fix up some of the surface a little bit. This one's my favorite, and unfortunately I got a sparkle in there, but it's still really pretty and I still like it. But this guy, you can kind of see it's uneven. I got a nice bubble finish in the top, and it's very shallow in the front, and it's also quite dark in the foreground. So I figured, you know what, let's just add to this one. Let's put another layer in the foreground. So let's just put a layer of resin on these two then. Where the back is quite high, I'm gonna brush it on because it's already like domed, and let it fill in the bottom area.
Eventually.
These little paintings look cute anywhere. In a dollhouse? Or in a real house? Like, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Bye now.